Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this session, we shall learn how to find out the domain and range of two different functions. One is fx and the other is gx. So let's start. Now the prerequisite for this session is that you should have had a fair enough understanding about what a function is, what is the relation of the domain with the function and the range of a function. In short, domain is the launchpad to a function and range is the destination point of a function, if I were to understand it metaphorically. Okay, so as discussed, we'll divide this session into two parts wherein we'll talk about two different functions, fx and gx. And what is the objective? The objective is to find out the domain and the range of both the functions. Incidentally, we will talk about the easiest way of finding out the domain and the range of the given functions. For that, let's see how to begin. So, on one hand, I am taking a function like fx is equal to x square, and I am taking another function on the other side which is gx is equal to 1 by x. So we'll start off with fx and we are going to talk about the easiest way of finding out the domain and the range of the functions by inputting these values which I am writing down in front of you. So do you get some hint here? What is the basic concept that I am using? The basic concept that I am using here is the concept of numbers. What is the concept of numbers that I'm using? I'm inputting all negative improper fraction values, negative ideal fraction values, negative proper fraction values, neutral value, positive improper fraction values, positive ideal fraction values, and positive improper fractional values, and I'm representing positive improper fractional values, let's say by +2. So can I say here it will be +4, and please mark the way in which I am writing the answer or the solution. So you will see that all these values that we have inputted here, they give me either a positive answer or a neutral answer. So can I club all this and write it like this, the one that I'm going to write down? So what I'm doing is I'm representing all the negative values by the help of -x, and this gives me +y. Then I'm taking a zip file of the neutral value. The neutral value itself is a zipped file. And then I'm zipping all the positive inputs. I'm zipping all the values of the positive inputs, and this I'm saying this is +y. What is the interpretation of +y? Y is greater than 0. What is the interpretation of -x when we are talking about all negative values of x being inputted? What is the interpretation of +x when we are inputting all positive values? And what is the interpretation of +y here? So though we started like this, but finally if I have to write down the domain and the range, the domain is all negative values equal to 0 also and x greater than 0 also. So can I say that either I write down it like this, x is less than 0 union x is equal to 0 union x is greater than 0, or I could simply write it like x belongs to real numbers, or I could represent it as -infinity to +infinity is what the value of x is, x belongs to. Now if you have to represent y, so you will say what? Y is equal to 0 union y is greater than 0. So when I combine both, can I represent it like y is greater than equal to 0? Yes. Now if you want to understand more as to how to use and or, we have even done a session on how to reason out the inequalities. You can refer to that. Coming down to the next example here, we are going to do the same. We will input the same set of values to make it look like this is the easiest way of finding out the domain and the range of a given function. Oh, this is the correct value that I have used here. Okay, the next value that I can input here is +1, and finally I can input g of +2. Okay, what is the answer that I get here? -1/2. What is the answer that I get here? -1. What is the answer that I get in this case? -2. What is the answer that I get here, which is 1/0, which is not a determinable way of finding out? What is the answer that I get here? This is +2. We get the answer here as +1, and we get the answer here as +1/2. Can I make the zip file of all the negative inputs? Yes, and put it as g of -x. This is a maturer way of writing. In this case, we are getting -y. G of 0 is not defined, so we will represent it by a phi, which is a null set. And the last but not the least, can we make the zip file of all the positive values? Yes. And in that case, the outcome or the outputs will be positive. Okay. Without wasting time, can we quickly now, because since we have learnt the basic way, so what are the set of domain values? X is less than 0, union x is greater than 0. And what are the set of range? What is the set of range? Y is less than 0 and y is greater than 0. A quick application of what we have learned in terms of domain or range. So in tomorrow's date, if somebody asks me to solve a question like x square minus 1/x is equal to 0. So all I need to do is, if you recall my earlier session, put x square on the left hand side and put 1/x on the other side and take the intersection of their domains first. Now when you take the intersection of their domains, that means these are the set of values on which you can get a common solution, a solution which is common both to the left hand side and the right hand side. So when I see the domain for x square, the domain for x square is -infinity to +infinity, but the domain for 1/x excludes 0. So in all likelihood, whatever solution that you are going to get for this equation will be within this set. Within which set? Either x less than 0 or x greater than 0. You will never ever get a solution wherein x is equal to 0. This gives you an insight how to approach the question, and if the question is merely an objective question wherein you just have to mark the options, maybe you're not even required to solve the question and you're able to get the answer immediately. I hope you'll be able to take your learnings or these learnings to the next level.